Hello guys, so this is the voice of the biggest DC, and this is another video of what we should be expecting from the market. Anyways, I'm starting with Ethereum, ETH, and the reason why I'm starting with ETH is because on the last video I made, I mentioned how ETH was going to dump to about 1,700, right? And things started off nice yesterday. You know, there was the first dump. Then bro, next thing ETH pumped up like this, and yeah, it is still valid, right? Why I say it is still valid is because of pumps or dumps are valid. At any given time, a structure of a market can break, you understand? And so yesterday was actually tough, right? We finally won a lot of trades yesterday, but that's not the point of this video. It was a tough one yesterday, especially for every professional analyst, especially for those of us or those few of us that have seen that the market is bearish. So yes, I still stand on the market is bearish, right? In fact, very very bearish, and I'm going to show you. But there's a reason I'm starting with ETH, right? So a lot of people believe that ETH is what is going to lead the altcoin season and they don't know that we are in danger currently. Bitcoin dominance is on the rise, BTC, and as Bitcoin dominance is on the rise, any small move that BTC does, especially a dump, it affects the market drastically for what it is. A lot of coins have done 10% to 20% dump just yesterday, and what Bitcoin did was it just dumped from 110 to 107, which is a 3% dump, and a lot of coins have done 20%, 30, 10% dump. Yesterday I spoke to Crypto DeFi Lord. For those of you in Nigeria, you should know Crypto DeFi Lord. He's a popular crypto influencer, right? So he called me on the phone. He was like, bro, I want to buy Apex. I want to buy Apex. Apex was about 2.8, if I'm not mistaken, the price yesterday. I want to buy. I was on my way to the hospital when he was calling me, and I told him, bro, to be honest with you, I don't think you should buy Apex, right? In fact, as of yesterday, when I was on my way to the hospital, I just used my phone to check the chart. I could see this 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, a triple top, but I could not put out a signal yesterday to those of us that trade on the community, right? Yeah, but then it's okay. We're going to trade and make more money today. So as I was saying, I told him don't buy. There's just about 20 minutes ago, I called DeFi Lord. I told bro, hope he did not buy. He was like, no, as he told me don't buy, I did not buy you. And guess what? Apex has done a 20% dump. 20% dump yesterday. And probably if DeFi Lord wanted to buy that stuff, probably he could have bought with me, let's say, $100,000 or something. Now, imagine buying with 100K and you're just sleeping. As you're sleeping, you don't know that crazy things happen in the market, and you're waking up to 20%, $20,000 off your money, bro. That's crazy, And the funny thing is that you might never recover until the next bull run. Okay, that is the stage we're at now in the market. So yeah, this ETH analysis failed, though I've done other analysis before on Twitter where I said and on Telegram, or it's there. A lot of you can attest to that. When I said, okay, these are different types of different zones we have, right, on ETH, but I'm expecting ETH to do max 29 to 3,002. In fact, you can go to my Twitter and search. There's this tweet I posted. I said, once ETH gets to 2009, I will sell off every ETH if I'm holding. But apparently, I'm not holding any ETH. I'm no longer holding any ETH. I had to sell earlier. I'm no longer holding any ETH. But yeah, so yesterday we did a maximum of 2,878 on bluffing. This is a bluffing chart, right? On 2,877 there about. Yeah, that was the maximum we did. And right now we have a triple top. We call some of you are going to call it bullish divergence, and we have a head and shoulder forming currently. And yep, I'm going to drop this trade, the proper setup on the community. But yeah, so I'm expecting a retracement to 2,817, then a dump to 2006. This is just like a short-term trade for BTC, or rather, no, ETH, a day trade. This is a day trade for ETH, right? So yeah, so 3% stop loss. So yeah, so I'm going to take a 10x on this trade when it comes up here like this, and boom, dump. right? So I'm expecting this on the shorter term, right? So I'm going to delete all of this stuff and show you again on the monthly time frame why ETH is extremely bearish. And I'm doing this so that I made a post on the community. I'm like, everybody send me the first 10 people that send me coins to analyze. I will analyze it and show you if we're bullish or bearish, right? So yep, so that's what I'm doing right now. So we have what we call a double top. So there's something one guy commented on the Telegram channel yesterday, and the guy was so accurate. In fact, I've never thought about it that way, but he was so accurate. So he said the people that can predict the end of a cycle are pattern traders. And yes, the dream chaser is a pattern trader. I'm a pattern trader, and everybody that's watching this, both the people that like me, the people that don't like me, you already know that my win rate, both for spot trading, for futures trading, for short-term trade, long-term trade, is over 80%, right? That's my win rate. And yep, so yeah, so it is what it is. So yes, so this is ETH. So I'm going to analyze those 10 coins starting with ETH. So this is Ethereum, right? So this is ETH on a monthly time frame. So this is the reason this 61 is always my golden zone when I'm using my Fibonacci. That's why I said ETH might pump to 3002, but using a double top pattern, strictly double top pattern, ETH is already at a resistance. This place you see, that is the neckline. So for those of you, let her check what neckline is of a double top pattern. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Anything I'm saying, please use Google, YouTube, ChatGPT, whatever, to confirm what I'm saying, okay? Anything I'm saying is pure fact. This is DC here, professional to the call. So let's say we're taking this trade here. So if I do this setup like this and use this full that my Fibonacci give me like this, right? It's giving me, this trade can never hit stop loss until it plays out completely. I tell you for a fact. I've done this over and over again, right? So let's say $4,600 is our stop loss, and we're having a dump to, almost, in fact, minus, so 0 point something, 0.00 something. That's where ETH might get to. But that's why I'm saying that they might announce a hack on ETH, right? So this is what Fibonacci is giving us. But the smartest move with Fibonacci is always to put your first take profit at 0, which is the first major support we have. So yeah, so I'm hoping that they're not going to hack ETH. I'm hoping that a bad news will not hit ETH. So ETH might come here and ETH might come here to 1,300 and reverse, okay? But if it doesn't do that, if ETH doesn't do that, then there is a very, very big problem in the market. A very, very big problem. That means they might announce that Ethereum got hacked, right? They might announce that Ethereum got hacked. Sorry, I just lost internet now. Let me connect to my iPhone. I just lost internet just now. Okay, cool. Yeah. So my internet should be back on now. So the next one, somebody on the Telegram channel. So yeah, so this is basically, so the one that is more realistic to hit is that we'll have a dump to this place. That is the first one. Then if they announce a hack or something or whatever, then you know that ETH is all over for ETH. And it makes sense because a lot of people are, how do I put it? A lot of blockchain, not people, a lot of people are now opting for different blockchains because ETH is more expensive, it's a little bit slow and all of that. So you might be so surprised that low key, a lot of DeFi projects are moving over to ETH. Rather, are moving over to other blockchains, leaving ETH. Now, all these things I'm saying makes a whole lot of sense because ETH is like the most bearish asset. Please, everybody check what a double top and double bottom is. You will see that ETH is the most bearish asset. Top 10 assets in the world. Top 10 assets, that is when it comes to crypto assets. Top 10 crypto assets. ETH is like the worst when it comes to, ETH is the worst when it comes to its chart in the top 10 crypto assets in the world. Okay, ETH is the worst. Or just check the monthly time frame. ETH is the most. It's the worst. I don't want to waste much time on talking about ETH. So yeah, so this is my expectation of ETH. All right, this is my expectation. So let's move over to the next one. So somebody on Telegram, the first comment we got on Telegram, when I say comments, the coins you want me to analyze for you to know if they are bearish or bullish. So the first person commented LTC. So let us try LTC. So LTC, let me check it. We're going to be using bluffing charts. LTC USDT. So where is bluffing chart? Let's use bluffing. So this is LTC USDT on bluffing. It's loading. Yep. So let me use another chart, because bluffing is not showing me really a complete chart like that. BitGet might show me, but I don't know if I've done an analysis here on BitGet already. I think BitGet is an older exchange, yeah. So BitGet has more data than LTC, than what they call it, bluffing. So some of you call this place, let me mark it out. Some of you call this place, this 1 2 3 candle here that I'm putting in a 0 in a circle, 1 2 3. Some of you call it evening star. So yes, we have an evening star on LTC. That is first confirmation. Please, you can check all these words yes, all these terminologies I'm calling. You can check it out on ChatGPT or YouTube or whatever. You know what they mean, you know. But it signifies sales, right? So let me place my super. So my Fibonacci. I love using Fibonacci, right? So so let me place my Fibonacci from the top to the bottom here. So yep, so this is what LTC is giving me. So if you notice, I told you my 61 is my golden zone. Alright, it is why I like picking my entry. So if you notice, LTC just touched 61 with this candle here, and it has started dumping. Now LTC, for those of you that know different shapes of candles, right, LTC has formed a hammer. This was a big rejection. Let me expand this so you can see it. So this candle here, this one that my mouse pointer is on, you can see that it touched our 61 golden zone and it rejected immediately. That is why I love my super Fibonacci, right? So it has rejected, creating a hammer, an inverted hammer, right? An inverted hammer, which means massive sells. There's a massive selling pressure there. So according to this, so if probably that particular candle hasn't hit there, still I could have put my entry at 61. I always do that. Then if I put my entry at 61, our first take profit is at 0. Don't forget, which is our first major support. Then the next one is at 61. So if you go to my Twitter, you search, you see when I said LTC is going to $20. This is why I said LTC is going to $20, and I'm making a video as an evidence here that I said LTC is going to $20, right? Most likely going to $20, but the first stop is 62. Then the next one is 21, right? At 21, it's still fair for LTC at 21. You can see what I'm saying. It's still fair for LTC at 21. That is for the bear market. But ETH is showing minus. Hey, minus means that it will crash like Luna. It will no longer be a double digit or triple digit or 4-digit asset. It will now go to a decimal asset. That is what ETH is showing. So that's my problem with ETH. So yes, we've had the retest, so I'm expecting more sales from the current price of LTC. Probably it's going to bring us down to 21, which is still not bad, still fair. From a 3-digit asset to a 2-digit asset, not bad, right? But ETH is the worst. ETH is the worst. That's why I'm saying avoid ETH. So I'm checking on my phone again. So the next person, MK Goldie, commented SU and Jupe. So I'm going to do one because I have to also do for others. So SU USDT. Let's use BitGet. Let's use BitGet on the monthly TF. TF means time frame. So you see SU. SU, not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad, I tell you. And if you notice, all of them are still looking bullish. This is an uptrend. You know, we have our how will I put this? Okay, let's say we have let me start from, we have our low, we have our high, we have our higher low, we have our higher high, we have our higher low. So, but right now, we now have that same thing I showed you on LTC. A massive selling pressure have hit SU on a monthly time frame, which is this candle. you can see we now have an inverted hammer. Confirmation 1. From here, sells. Then confirmation 2. Let me put my super Fibonacci. I like calling it my super Fibonacci. Shout out to Somto Billionaire for giving me this super Fibonacci. Not many people know how to place it, but I know how to do it. Now, from the top to the lowest. So let's say this green candle hasn't created, this formed. So the lowest is this red one here. So there's this red candle here. So let me place it here on the monthly TF. Bam. So I just placed it. So we have had our retest. This red candle retested it. That is where it is tested. Please remember, it's my super golden zone, right? And my super golden zone is what? 61. So this particular red candle hits that 61, right? So the next move is to place my sell whatever here. So hammer means that massive sellers are in control when it comes to hammer. So remember, first take profit and first support is always at 0. So SU and that is the shortest one. SU must hit 1.9 zone. SU must hit that zone 1.9, you know, that price from the current market price. Then the second one is this. So there's a possibility that during this bear run, if SU blockchain doesn't develop, if the team is not really solid and all of that, then you might see SU at least 0.15. That is taking us to the beginning. So yep. So this is my SU analysis. So I don't even think that we might have a retest back to this entry point before Armageddon, before SU. So yes, and for what it is, or for what is what, let me explain something to you. This zone, let me take away this Fibonacci to make it a little bit clearer. Where is this tool at? Okay, yep. So this rectangular tool, I used it to mark what we call a double top. So that's a resistance. So this place is top 1, this place is top 2, and it signifies sales. Another thing you need to know is that for an uptrend to be valid and to be called an uptrend, we have to keep breaking our higher highs, right? So remember, here is a high that we broke to this point. We have broken this high, and now when we break that high, this high here, oh my god, I'm doing a proper class here for you guys. So this high here becomes, it was a resistance before. When we break it, it becomes a support. What do you see happen there? When we broke it, the former resistance, which is this high, becomes a new support. You can see candles came here, picked and moved up. This is you respecting market structure. But now what is happening? We have not broken above this particular high. You can see that SU is not breaking above it, and since SU is not breaking above it, it has given us a good indicator, which is what? An inverted hammer, which means that sellers are now in charge. It simply means that, brother, this trend is about to change, and as it's about to change, it's going to come to a downtrend or a consolidation. But my brother, we already know it's time for bears. So yup, I'm betting on a downtrend. So it is what it is. So yup. So that's it. So let me go on to the let me go back to the next one. Bro, I've done how many now? 3. Okay, somebody say Shiba. Okay, this guy says Shiba Inu, dogs and Floki. I'm gonna do Shiba for you. Right, Shiba. I'm gonna do Shiba Inu for you. So I'm using a, what do they call it? Shiba USDT. I'm using a monthly time frame so that you know your expectations and know how to position yourself. Okay, is it SHIB? It's supposed to be SHIB, not Shiba. SHIB. Yeah, SHIB. So let me use what's BitGet? Let me use BitGet. Okay, yeah. So this is BitGet. Oh my God, SHIB looks almost useless. Also, SHIB monthly time frame is messed up, bro. So with SHIB monthly time frame, we already have. That's why I told you about respecting market structure. You can see how we couldn't be able to break above this particular high here, and since we couldn't break above this high on this particular place, so as we couldn't break above the high, what happened? That's why I'm telling you, always study the chart. Some of them have not created this reaction already, this dump, but SHIB has done it. Like SU, we just finished SU, right? SU haven't SUI has done some reaction, but it hasn't created this dump, but it's going to do it. So always study the chart. So with Shiba, honestly, I cannot really analyze Shiba now. I'm saying I cannot analyze Shiba now is that Shiba has done everything it's supposed to do. Remember one thing, which is the dump. So double top pattern. Now we'll have a breakout, which you can see obviously we have broken below the neckline. Some of you might not understand this, but neckline here simply means support. But now this support has been broken, and the support has now turned to a resistance, right? Here is the support. Obviously, prices came here and they bounced up, but you can see as they have broken below it. Now prices are now rejecting from this zone. So since prices are rejecting from this zone, I'm just using strictly a double top pattern to do this analysis. So since prices are breaking from this zone, it's expected that your sales happen from here. So if Shiba is strong, if Shiba Inu is strong, right, then Shiba Inu will maintain this support zone, this bear market. It will come down to here. Yep, it will come down to here. So it will come down to here, 0.0. That's about 53% down. But if Shiba Inu is not strong, then it will break below here, and I don't know where it's going to stop out. So yep, that is Shiba for you on the monthly time frame. I think this is the fourth coin I've analyzed. Bro, this is not easy. This video is okay, 21 minutes. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Then somebody said BNB. Okay, BNB. I like BNB because BNB is like one of the most strongest coin. It's gonna dump, but it's strong. Trust me. When you see it, look at BNB chart, you know it's strong, right? It's strong. Unlike what they call it, ETH chart. So BNB is still still creating higher highs, higher low. But then I'll show you what happened here now. So let me delete all of this stuff here. I think I've used the chart to teach somebody something before. So there's something called an inverted head and shoulder. Everybody that knows analysis knows that an inverted head and shoulder simply signifies the end of an uptrend, right? The end of an uptrend. That's just it tell you that okay, we're moving from an uptrend down to now over to a downtrend. So this is shoulder one. This point here is shoulder one. This is the head up here like this I just marked. Now this is the shoulder 2. I'm expecting a dump back to where it all started from, which is what this support, excuse me please, which is this support here. Oh my god, my Apple is hanging. What? It seems this video I've overloaded this Apple. So this place is a support. So BNB is going to come down here. So it's not even a bad thing. 200 and something. It's not a bad thing. Why it's not a bad thing? Because it's still looking healthy, unlike ETH. Vitalik, I pour you speed. Twat. So this is it using a pattern. So let me place an entry here using a pattern. So from this shoulder, ETH is BNB is going down. So it's not bad. The 66% dump retracement. It's not bad. So yep, we're going to have this dump on BNB. Then my stop loss is above the head. Yep, so that is it. Now let me try and use Fibonacci and see what Fibonacci is giving us. Let me delete this pattern, then let me use Fibonacci. So Fibonacci, let me start from the top of these cells down to the lowest point. Come down to the lowest point. Yep. So with Fibonacci I want you to see the type of confirmations I trade. So it's here, 61. It has tested 61. Obviously, this green candle I've tested. This one I've tested it. In fact, it even went as far as testing 78. So golden zone here. So if I had probably wanted to enter this trade, right, I could have entered this trade from with this entry here, 61. This particular entry, I could have entered it from here. So probably I could have been in little loss now, small loss, right? Using a monthly time frame. Probably I'm trading on the 1 point something x or 2x level because this is a monthly time frame. The stop losses are crazy, you know. But now since we didn't enter there and we are here now using purely pattern, right? So this is it. So Fibonacci is giving us full take profit at 347 on ETH, or rather no, sorry, on BNB. But then my pattern is giving me 225. You know, full take profit. So yep. So but then BNB looks strong. Like this is a very, very healthy chart, unlike that useless coin called Ethereum. You know, this is a very healthy chart. So yep, it is what it is. So let's move over to the next one. Somebody said Pi. I will not talk about Pi because I've mentioned Pi earlier, but to me Pi is a shitcoin. That's the reason why bybit didn't list it, because they didn't believe in the project, and me personally I don't also believe in the project. And you know, it is what it is. Somebody said Trump Trump is just for the moment, but that is Trump coin, right? It's just a momentary something, so I'm not going to analyze that. Then somebody said Pepe. SHIB chat should give you a clue about Pepe, so I'm going to leave Pepe. Somebody say Fatcoin. Fatcoin is a shitcoin, please. I'm not going to waste my time on it. All those things are going down to zero when the bear market hits. Okay, so let me go to Twitter. That is about Telegram comments. So let me go to Twitter and see what some of my followers are commenting. Somebody said Turbo. It's been a minute I heard about that Turbo. Let me put it. Turbo USDT. Okay, let's use let's still use BitGet. The person that commented Turbo was Bolaji. Fine. Okay, so we'll have a good pattern here. Double top, breakout, to the test to the neckline. We're around the neckline zone now. Okay, good. So let me use Fibonacci. Almost. It did not touch 61 then. So if probably I set my entry, it couldn't have hit. What? Wait, let me redo this Fibonacci. Almost, but you can see an inverted hammer has been formed already. But almost. Wow. Oh my word, almost it did not hit. So yeah, so Turbo seems like something that is going to like these are the kind of projects they'll tell you, we are so sorry to announce to you that after a very long time we have decided to close our company. So if I put my entry at 61, I could have missed this project, right? Because I'll be waiting and it will not hit using my Fibonacci. But using my double top pattern, let me show you the pattern for those of you that cannot see it. Using my double top pattern, I could have gotten a perfect entry. So we'll move over to here. This place I mentioned top 1, I just marked it. This is neckline. All these places marked as top 2. Then this is our breakout. Then this is our retest over here. Now we should be expecting sales down here. So yeah, so Turbo is going to give a massive dump also. A massive dump. And these dumps, let me calculate it. The least dump you see from Turbo. Okay, let me use the current market price. The least dump is to this support here, 64%. That's the least dump you get on Turbo. This is getting long, 30 minutes. So let me stop about now. So sorry I couldn't do the whole. So sorry I couldn't do the whole 10 coins analysis. Like I couldn't analyze up to 10 coins. Yeah. So anyways, I might do some more. So just hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, make sure you join our Telegram community. Yes, make sure you join our Telegram community, and also sign up on all exchanges. I post out the link here because there's a lot of bonuses attached to it, and you're going to make good bonuses from just interacting with these exchanges through my partnership links. All right, see you in the next video. Thank you guys. Bye.